Episode 184. Welcome to Steele Nazz, presented by Hedge Better. Today is Wednesday, March 19th. We are sponsored by the law offices of Patrick J. Foley, located at 265 Willard Street, Quincy, Massachusetts. If you're looking for proper legal representation, closing down, a real estate deal or something like that, first-time home buyers, reach out to our guy. Look no further than Patrick J. Foley.
Absolutely.
A lot on the horizon tonight. We've been kind of going bi-weekly since the football season has ended. A lot of football stuff on the horizon with the free agency signings, the NFL draft coming up. A lot of stuff going on. Also, Bruins trades that happened all last week. Marchand got dealt to Florida, Coyle over to Colorado, Carlo to Toronto. A lot of different stuff there. We'll have our takes on that if they did it the right way. 5 questions presented by PJF. I wrote up 5 more. We'll see if they were better than 2 weeks ago. I think they were.
Hopefully.
Yeah, weren't bad. And then to bury, I guess, the co-lead here, the MLB Season Preview, Major League Baseball regular season actually started technically yesterday from Japan, but the real shit doesn't start till next week, so we'll give our little previews on the Sox-Yanks, who we think the World Series matchup's going to be, along with our MVP picks, boldest takes, you name it, we got it. Little March Madness chatter, since it is we are on the eve of the madness of the first day of the tournament, which is
best weekend of the year. Yeah,
tomorrow, best weekend of the year. Hot take. Little Celtics recap, maybe a movie, TV show review. Kind of covered everything there, but what do you want to start with?
Let's get some football talk.
Some football talk. Okay, so the Patriots, they had over 100 to 200 mil. I'd say over 100 mil in spending money, and they took full advantage of it. Getting Milton Williams?
Yes,
Milton Williams. I think a $26 to $28 million deal. Then you got Carlton Davis to go side with Christian Gonzalez there in the corner. Couple linebackers, Spillane, the guy Landry from Tennessee. A lot of Mike Vrabel roots.
Mike Vrabel ass dudes.
Yep. The big question was what?
Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs. Oh yeah, talking about burying the lead,
buddy.
Burying the lead again. I was gonna say they didn't really make a lot of moves offensively, but Josh Dobbs was priority number one.
Yeah, naturally.
Had to bring up from our first ever episode. We were debating what team were they on? They were on Jacksonville, and they were debating who was going to start Gardner Minshew or Josh Dobbs. And I think everyone was on Minshew. I stuck with Dobbs because he lost me so much money I couldn't go against him.
Yeah, but what a debate that was.
Yeah,
that was a real thing that happened in real life.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's fucking crazy.
Incredible stuff.
Yeah, it makes you does that make back up there more expendable? Joe Milton?
Yes, definitely. And I mean, when you see, I think Joe Milton's pretty good, but you see teams, some of the asking prices, they're down to trade whatever for him.
Well, a reporter of the Patriots were asking for a 3rd round pick. Remind you, he was a 6th round pick from a year ago. I think his stock can only go up.
Yeah, 100%.
I think you're better off keeping him at least another season. I mean, he's going to have 2 more years on his deal after that. Mm-hmm. Regardless, that's just how it goes. So if he's able to get some backup action, or even just he shines in the preseason, that could go up to a 2 easy.
Oh, absolutely. And especially when you got the running quarterback, it's great to have options. Obviously you don't want to see it, but running quarterbacks tend to get hurt more. So, and
people are getting frustrated with not getting left tackle, releasing. We'll get to that. Releasing your center, and not getting a wide receiver 1 yet, but that's what Vrabel kind of did in Tennessee. He really relied on his defense, had a strong running game. I think Stevenson had an off year. He's destined for a better year this season come around, playing ground and pound. I mean, the defense up and down the roster was pitiful last season. The surprise was how bad the defense was. It'd be nice to see with all those additions, this defense comes into fruition.
Yes, I mean the biggest takeaway I think from all of it is this is a team actively trying to change shit. Yeah. They're trying to do something. Last year was they went over, but they didn't fucking do anything. They just got a new coach. They did draft Drake May, but then it was did nothing really to move the needle. This is incredible. This is a team that is trying to get better, trying to actually win a few games, do something.
No, that it reminds me what the Giants have done this year is re-sign all their players, which is exactly what the Patriots did last year. Like, the Giants are going to be a dump. By the end of this year, all those guys will be fired. I feel like people are like tapping them on the back saying like good job. You signed the same guys. Like last year we signed Josh Uche, who got traded, midway through the season. You signed a bunch of different guys. I know Jabril Peppers got paid and he'll be good. I mean, I think got resolved of his situation there, but seems like they've really gone out of their comfort zone and, giving people some big money, well deserved.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, after that Super Bowl run, I mean, Milton certainly looks like fucking
had the game of his life.
He's still got to perform going forward now that he's paid. But
how about that though? He was basically in the Carolina Panthers' hands, and we just stole him at the last second. But if you do look at that, if you don't get Milton Williams, like you made some improvements on defense, but he's really like the home run.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, he was on the top of all the lists for like best defensive free agents. Yeah, and then on offensive side, they cut David Andrews. Seems to be having really bad shoulder injuries. It has to come down to being injured because He said today he came out on. Of course, everyone has a podcast. Came out saying that he was shocked by it. So I mean, it was definitely surprising. They moved in a different direction. They picked up that guy Bradbury who got cut from the Vikings. Kind of just a filler. See how that goes, and hopefully someone's going to protect Greg Mann this year. Yeah, no, I mean it sucks to see because I mean what a fucking legend Andrews is, like absolute stud. I mean, every time he was there when we won a Super Bowl, I mean he was like the most electric person at the parade.
Two-time Super Bowl champion, 9-10 years, basically captain the last 5 years of this team.
But he's had some serious injuries, serious injuries, and I think they were just like, we need someone that's out there,
I hope if he's able to continue, he thrives wherever he goes. That's a big shout out to that guy. 100%. My favorite memory of him is when Burkhead ran in for the touchdown with Arrowhead to summon the Super Bowl. He was saying, bye-bye, see ya.
Fucking
to
love
all
it.
the fans. It
Fucking
was great.
Love it.
It was great. So offensively, they're still looking for, right now at this current moment, Hollins, who they signed from Buffalo, who shout out to Hollins. Also shout out to T. Fortin Barnes, who we had on the show during AFC Championship Sunday. She's a diehard Bills fan. Said nothing but good things about Hollins, and he honestly did catch some good balls.
Yeah.
In in some crunch time games in the playoffs.
And we need a character.
Yeah.
You need some character in there.
Yeah. But if you're looking at it, him and Keishon Butte, are they the ones? And then you have Pop Douglas, born kind of slot guys.
Oh, yeah, no, the receiving room's still putrid.
Still putrid.
It's not good.
I have the available free agents right now. You got leading the way, Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Brandon Cooks, Deontay Johnson, Tyler Lockett. That's really what there is. That's all. That's really, I'm really looking at the rest of this list. That's really all that's out there right now. Just out of the gate, I don't think Stephon Diggs is an option for this team. He's kind of just like a win now guy, big time diva wide receiver. Like if you were to look up diva wide receiver in the dictionary, he'll probably pop up. Keenan Allen kind of went through it with Chicago last year of, we should have been better than we were, but solid guy on the goal line. I didn't realize how big he was until he actually got on a team where I actually watched their games. I mean, he might be. He'll probably be a Hall of Famer. Like
if you could somehow guarantee that he'd be healthy,
yeah,
I'd be all in. But he'd probably get hurt, and then we're just back to what we have fucking now anyway.
Yeah, and then these other two guys, I'm kind of high on to take one or two, like one of the two or whatever. But Amari Cooper, who kind of had a bit of a down year with Buffalo, but I think that's more of a situational, getting comfortable. If you bring Amari Cooper to this offense, he's immediately going to be the number one receiver.
By miles.
I don't know if he's going to play as a wide receiver one, but he'll put up good numbers. And another guy I look at who has been on probably every team in the NFL by now, Brandon Cooks, you could probably get him for pretty cheap. And he has, he's tied in with he played for the Patriots. I think that 1 year they went Super Bowl and lost, but again, that's what you're looking at right now. You're not really looking at any of these, tier one wide receivers in free agency.
No, fuck no.
Yeah. So then my counter of doing that is
Nelson Aguilar on that list.
Yeah, Nelson Aguilar, Josh Reynolds, DJ Shark, Tyler Boyd, Jamison Crowder, Gunnar Olszewski.
Gunnar. Let's
keep going now. Hello, Jordan Humphrey on the block. And he has a market value. Some of these guys, they just don't give market values to. Hello, Jordan's got that market value.
Love that. Yeah. Respect.
I did find it surprising. Last year, Stephon Diggs, market value was $22.5 million. This year, they're predicting at 13, 14, which means he's just
it's a tough
that
year.
Injury killed him.
Yeah.
I found that fascinating. But it leads you to the draft, because if you look at all the good receivers in the league right now, they were drafted by the team they're on for the most part, outside of a couple of these veteran wide receivers, or at least they had a great 5 to 7 years. You talk about Devontae Adams with Green Bay, even Cooper Kupp with the Rams, who just got signed by the Seahawks. I'm looking at the Tankathon here. They made a whole mock draft. Everything is pointing towards, the Titans need a quarterback. The Browns could use a quarterback. Who knows what they're going to do with the number 2 pick. The Giants, absolutely, to save the GM's job, to save the head coach's job, need to take quarterback. So Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders have to be going 2 out of the 3 here if nothing's traded in the top 3. That leads to me to believe that Travis Hunter will be there at 4. And I think this is a no-brainer for the Patriots to take. I think Travis Hunter is your guy, and if not, if Travis Hunter's not there and Abdul Carter is, you take him. I just think at that point you take the best player available. That's not I think you got enough in the defensive line, and I don't think there's a guy in the draft for an offensive tackle to take at number 4, trading down. So my 2 picks here would be Travis Hunter or McMillan from Arizona, because I think you need to try getting a locked-in top 10 in the draft wide receiver.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I would. I'd much rather Travis Hunter. I'm not 100% on Arizona McMillan.
Yeah, ran under a 4.5 the other day.
Yeah, N'Keal Harry had good tape too, dude.
He was a big specimen. I don't blame Bill for that. That's on Harry.
I know. Yep. I know. But that's what I'm saying. As in, I would take Hunter. I would absolutely take Abdul Carter as well.
Well, and then I actually thought it the other day too. Okay, so it was Derek Stingley just got $30 million a year from Houston to play corner.
Yeah.
So after this year, Christian Gonzalez is going to be going to a contract year. You're really going to want to pay him $30 million, or are you going to want to have a guy who can play both ways on a rookie contract, aside from a guy Carlton Davis, who you just signed for 3 years? That's another reason why I think this Travis Hunter pick, if he's there at 4, is a no-brainer.
Especially because he can focus much more on the receiver aspect on our team, because now that we have 2 corners, he'd basically be corner 3, so he'd probably just be in packages and stuff like that. He wouldn't be out there every play.
I think on both sides, and I think this guy realistically, I think he has a set of skills where he can do both. I'm fully convinced he's going to do both.
Yeah. Oh, he's going to try. I mean, this shit's harder.
I think the NFL though, they make enough packages to where he's coming in, whether it's, like I said, whether it's a slot on 3rd down, coming in, making a big play over the middle, or, he's only 6 foot, but he could be a potential, separation guy at the goal line, a couple touchdowns going there. And then on the other side, corner, again, bringing in the hot stuff on 3rd downs. When you need a big 3rd down stop, there's a, throw deep, there's a throw out, throwing outs or inward. He can be there, make a play. I think, it sucked losing Jonathan Jones to the Commanders, especially because I think he only got paid $6 million a year. But this is probably your next best option. You have 2 corners, bringing in a 3rd one who can play both ways. I think it's a slam dunk. If I'm the Browns and I just signed Myles Garrett to a all-time contract, and your decision's Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, I think it's pretty easy. You take Hunter, but I think they're fully set on. I don't even know what the Browns are set on. That I think the Browns hold the cards for the draft right now. I'm sold on that.
The Cleveland Browns might pick someone that's not in that top 10.
Yeah.
There's nothing there's fucking.
They're building a new stadium.
The Cleveland Browns.
Building a new stadium.
That place was a shithole.
It actually wasn't a bad ballpark.
Yeah. Not giving it to him.
Awful tailgating spot. I don't know, burying some shit, but that's for a different day.
On air.
Yeah. So yeah, Patriots.
Making moves you love to see.
Yeah, looking better defensively. Hey, to your point, they're doing things that we haven't seen. They're actually spending some money because they have to. Not even because they want to, they have to.
Yeah, absolutely. And the draft should be interesting. Also, shout out to you, number 1 overall pick.
Number 1 yeah. This is he was like projected to be like a top 15, and then it's just crazy how the draft works. He just immediately goes number 1 without having. I think he just had his pro day like yesterday. That was the first time he like showcased anything.
Well, a lot like I saw a lot of things. So like Shedeur Sanders, they were like, this guy's kind of a douche.
Yeah,
they were like, this guy's just kind of a
comes with a lot of baggage. Whether
no, absolutely.
Whether he's a good guy or not, probably is a good guy. But like, obviously
that's
the Deion,
reports and whatnot. Obviously, his head's huge. He's Deion Sanders' fucking son.
Yeah,
like,
and he's a quarterback. He's the
exactly
sexiest position in sports. But yeah, looking like draft next month. Travis Hunter, get him. Yeah. I think probably closes. We're talking about football right now on March 19th. The sport that's going on right now, there's a big playoff chase for the wild card spots in the Eastern Conference. The Bruins still find themselves only, I think, 4 points back with about 13 games to go. But they traded away their pieces. Their goal was to make playoffs, but it's not going to help trading away these guys. A couple of the returns are pretty good. Coyle, you get that, fast skaters and what's his name? Middlestead. Yeah, he's played pretty good so far.
He's looking
kind of small, but a quick guy that we need. We're kind of, staying flat. I even think the Brandon Carlo trade was pretty good. You get a first rounder. I think you got a good prospect too. And that's with the NHL. I don't remember half these names until they actually play.
Yeah, you got to get out there.
And then the Brad Marchand trade. By the way, it was the 4:00 trade deadline. This all happened right after the 4:00. I'm not saying that it was but it was right at the fucking time there. They got dealt a 2nd round conditional pick in 2 years. I remember us saying 2 weeks ago when, this was a topic of conversation that unless you get a first rounder, unless you get something that's worth it, don't do it. I realized that they weren't going they were far apart from, negotiations on a contract extension. But you were never going to see that conditional 2nd round pick play in a Bruins sweater. I'm telling you right now.
No, that is I fully understand the break it up, trade Brad. You got to do all that. I get that. Don't use your heart mentality. That trade sucks, every part of it.
Yeah.
Your captain went to the team that's beat you twice 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
That you fucking hate.
And that was his own doing. He wanted to go to Florida.
Yeah. Yep. And that's fine. But that's still, it happened.
Yeah.
That's where he is.
Yeah.
And then you get fucking nothing back.
Nothing.
Nothing. A fucking conditional pick.
And it probably came down to him being hurt. That was probably the decipher and what we were going to get back. But I'm telling you, if that is on the table, that's what you're going to take for him.
Yeah, because it does get weird. I don't have it in front of me, but it's like if he plays 50% of their playoff
then
games,
they get a first round
some
and
shit like that. It gets weird.
Yeah, but
I don't have it in front of me.
At the end of the day, is did that really make your team better dealing him away? I realized that they weren't going to do shit this year, but keeping him around at least for the rest of the season. Then if he wants to sign elsewhere, sign elsewhere. I just think it was a bonehead. They handled it the wrong way. It was a bonehead move. And I'm not saying, I wanted to keep Marchand because he's a homer like that. But if that's all you're gonna get, then why make the move? Makes no sense.
Yeah, I feel like they were they got good returns on Coyle and fucking Carlo, and then they were just kind of all right, dude, go win the cup or something.
Yeah,
hopefully.
And I would love to know what the other because obviously he had his choice. He picked Florida, but I'm sure at least half the league called about him.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
I wonder what their best offer would have been. And I am glad they let him go where he wants to go. That he deserves that all day. But I'm just saying, what would have been the best return from another team? That's a $1 million question in itself.
Yeah. Hopefully he signs back.
Yeah, I doubt that.
That's a real thing.
Yeah. Brad Marchand, 63 in the rafters, no matter what.
100%.
They went on a 2-game win streak against Florida and Tampa. Everyone thought we were back, and then they've lost 3 in a row. The other night to Buffalo in overtime. They're on a West.
Yeah, they start West tomorrow.
It kind of determines their season. Right now, sitting. I think I was right when saying it off the cuff there, but sitting with 69 points in 69 games. I mean, that's just consistency. That's pretty mid. Sitting right now 4 points behind Montreal, who has 2 games ahead of you. You're going to have to make a run. You're going to have to win a lot of games in a row just to make it.
Yeah, that's tough scheduling. Like, not even how the year went, though, but, like, the West Coast trip, like, this late in the year. Like, that's tough. Like, even when we were really good, like, a West Coast trip, like, the last 2 weeks of the season, like, that sucks.
Yeah, so they get Vegas on the road Thursday night, tomorrow night. And they get San Jose, who's had a tough year. LA's had a pretty good year. I think Anaheim's up and down. They haven't really had good teams. And then you have Detroit, who's right in the race. And then after that, you should pretty much know where we're going to be at, because then you have games versus Montreal, Carolina, New Jersey, Washington, all teams who right now, if the season ended today, would be in the Eastern Conference playoffs. So if you can at least, salvage, call it, this 5-game road trip, you go 3-1-1. I think that gives you at least an opportunity to stay in the race come April.
You love to see it's been a while since, like, other than just pure rivalry, that a Bruins Canadiens game like mattered.
Yeah, they're
love that.
I think they've won. I think they're like 7-1-2 their last 10 games. Montreal, so they're on kind of a hot streak. First time seeing that in a long time. They've been so irrelevant for a long time now.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like that rivalry has just been like the ghost and like the Raptors for like several years.
Would love to see. I don't. That's too early to determine. But
we got to see what happens.
No, if we were to, like, I wish we were playing like the last game in like Montreal. If they won, they were in. If they lost, they were out. And like we somehow fucked them up. But Joe Sacco, I don't expect him to return next year. I'd be surprised. I mean, they let Sweeney have so many chances. I would be surprised if they get rid of him too and, clean house, because I think they would have, already been on the lines of that already. But you never know, man. This team is a pretty young team, doesn't really have an identity outside of David Pastrnak. Jeremy Swayman, who's, his press conferences have been awful, just like blaming his own team, saying that I think they lost like 6-2 the other night, and he was just like, 2 were pull goals. The other 4 goals I didn't really see, so I couldn't really. He was saying stuff like that where I just don't really like his attitude after, this team's gave you a nice commitment of 8 years over 8.5 AAV. So,
they lost in overtime, but Korpisalo on his head in that fucking Buffalo game. That's what they should have lost 6-2.
That's what I will say. Outside of the it was one of the games. Both goalies have played well. Even like they got dominated last Saturday. Whoever they played, Swayman still played pretty well.
Yeah, no.
There was one game he got benched. He sucked that game. That was like I have to go back and look. I think it was the Ottawa game. He got sat. But either way, Tampa beat the shit out of you.
I mean, when you're down to probably your best defenseman, and then you got you trade your captain. You lost some glue guys.
Your first line right now is Pavel Zacha, Morgan Geekie, and David Pastrnak. Don't get me wrong, Morgan Geekie's had a great year.
Hell of a year.
But that's your first line, man.
Yeah, not looking good.
I don't know.
It's not looking good.
Time to go watch some AHL, see what the other guys can do. Bruins on that.
Still got to believe, though.
Yeah. There's nothing really better than playoff hockey. I'm not going to, we haven't not been in the playoffs in a long time, as long as I can remember. Would be tough to miss it. Rooting for the boys, though. Charlie Coyle. Can't root for Carlo playing for Tampa. I'm Toronto. But
that too. Another one. Trading 2 trades to fucking in-division rivals.
Yeah, I saw like an ESPN headline when I came in here tonight and said cup preview, because they might be playing tonight, the Avalanche versus the Maple Leafs. I was like, all right, maybe the first half there, slow your fucking roll on Toronto making the cup.
Why? Because they got Brandon Carlo. Their fucking 60-year curse is going to fucking end because they traded for Brandon Carlo.
The decider.
Fucking doubt it.
I told you, I turned down the Buffalo tickets on Monday. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, guess what, Maple Leaf Square? You're going to fucking exit sad. Yeah. Just like every other year.
Speaking of getting a little... No, we're not getting sad. We're staying positive here. But right now, we're going to lead you to the 5 questions presented by the law offices of Patrick J. Foley. Where the legal proper representation is at 265 Willard Street.
Representation.
Get it done. Question number 1, just right out of the gate. Is the NCAA tournament losing its juice?
No.
No?
Not at fucking all.
Yeah, I think this is more of a personal issue for people. I haven't really watched it all. Conference tournament last week, tuned in a little bit. I just know the favorite's Duke right now, and Florida basketball is kind of back.
Yes. Very.
Would like to see a little bit more. Right now,
Why do you think it's losing its juice?
I just don't. Maybe it's because I'm getting like a little older, where I don't really care about college basketball. But I'll get more into it tomorrow. I mean, I'm working from home tomorrow. I'll probably see some games on my break.
It's fucking electric. The first game ended on a fucking like full court pass buzzer beater, dude.
So right now you have Duke as the favorites at plus 290, followed by SEC teams Florida, Auburn. Then Houston's always in it. That head coach always has. That's a top-notch program. They're always 100%. Doing well. Oh, wow. SEC's been really good this year because then you got Bama, Tennessee, St. John's. Rick Pitino returned to Providence. I think that's where their site is. I don't know when they're playing, but look out for the Red Storm. I think they're a 2 seed.
Yes, they've had a great year.
Yeah, looking forward to them. They're a 22-1 to win it all.
Anyone's game. It's March Madness.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like step out and be like, "Hey, you should take this team with these odds," like a bold take, because I don't think I know enough to where I'm doing it. But I mean, there's 16 games tomorrow. You don't think I'm going to take all of them?
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. Losing, it's fucking like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Until you hit it. I mean, that's what it is. All the gambling stuff makes it worthwhile. How about Gonzaga Bulldogs at 50-1? Is that a crazy take? Well, they're an 8 seed, so maybe their history just like keeps them in the odds hunt.
Maybe that's what they've needed.
Yeah.
Being the 1 or 2 seed all those years and just choking. Maybe they got to be the 8.
I know it's just not UConn's year. I just know it's not 125-1. They lost to Creighton. I mean, they're back-to-back champs. They
didn't stand a chance to tip off this season. And I'm like UConn fan. Yeah. You're not going to three-peat March Madness. No. Like, get the fuck out of here. They didn't stand a chance all year.
I mean, their leading guys, Alex Carabin, he played in Massachusetts. But
that's what was tough about looking at my bracket, because I was like, I haven't had to think about who was going to winning in 2 years. Like, I picked you. Like, there was no doubt in my mind it was UConn the past 2 seasons.
Now, if I don't know how you don't pick Duke. Duke clearly has the best player in the tournament, has a really good team.
Rolled his ankle though.
Yeah,
is he going to be 100%?
Yeah, I mean, no one's 100% at this point of the season. But
if he's less than most.
if you were to sit him against the 16 seed, I don't think they'd knock you for it.
That's exactly how you lose to the 16 seed.
You're right. I've been hearing a lot, when you go into the tournament, no one really knows too much about the mid-major, the low tier. But I've been hearing a lot about the UC San Diego Tritons. Been hearing a lot. I think they only have 4 losses on the year. They're playing Michigan to open it up. Could be an upset.
Yeah.
Could be an upset. Or it could be domination. Local team, Bryant Bulldogs in the mix. Let's see, they're 75-1 to get to the Sweet 16.
Hey.
70, was that right? Yes, 75-1 to win 2 games.
Hey, get at it.
15 seed though. Let's not get nuts. You ain't get nuts. Let's get nuts.
It's March Madness.
Yeah. And then the Kansas Jayhawks, who
has his team.
Yeah, that's just been my team over the years.
No, I'm the UConn guy.
They got Dickerson still. I think his last year. I think he's going to the league next year. They are a plus 185 to make the Sweet 16. I think that's pretty good, valuable money, depending where they are in the.
Wait, so Bryant has better odds than Kansas?
No, they.
Or did I hear that wrong?
75-1.
Oh, okay, okay, yep, heard it wrong.
Yep. But overall, seems like it's going to be an exciting tournament. So that answer to that question is no. Fuck the haters.
Yes.
Okay. Question number 2 here. What non-popular sport would you rather be a pro in?
Non-popular.
I think I'd rather.
Curling.
Curling. Yeah, you would be
100%.
Just like drinking a beer. Mine is being like the best ping pong player of all time. Going in there in the Olympics and just fucking smoke. This is hypothetical. I'm not going to be it. But I saw what they did in the Summer Olympics, and those, oh my God, those women were unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, because curling definitely takes talent that I'm unaware of, but I feel like you can kind of learn it. There's some fucking shit that's just born to those fucking ping pong players. Like at the elite, like that shit's crazy.
But if you're like an elite American at ping pong, you can market yourself so heavy. Like it's such a relatable sport. Like
on the face of every paddle.
Everyone plays it. Yeah. Like I just think that it would, not just from the sport, but like outside of it, you'd be cashing checks.
Yeah.
Number 3, animal you'd like to be in another life if you were an animal.
There's so many.
Yeah. I mean, at first, if I'm an animal, I don't really want to be anyone's pet. That's just not the way I want to do business. I'm going to get nuts. I'm going to go like Komodo dragon because like no one really fucks with those and you fuck everything up.
I might go kangaroo.
Kangaroo. Those things can get mean.
Hop around and I could fuck someone up if you fuck with me.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Maybe an anaconda.
What would oh wow. Shut up, movie.
Yeah. Ice Cube.
What
flick.
would Magic Mike be?
I don't know.
Just an orangutan just going.
Something, yeah.
Going
something,
bananas.
yeah. Something like a primate, I would think.
That's fair.
To make your pick.
Bucket list trip destination.
Not a big beach guy.
Not a big beach. Yeah, you.
So I'm going Scandinavia, Sweden, Norway, something like that. Finland.
Just ripping the pubs.
Up there, the fjords.
The fjords, that's what they call it?
No, that's not. Those aren't pubs. They're like giant, like riverway.
Oh, okay.
Mountain things.
Could have fooled me.
Yeah.
Could have fooled me.
But I think that would be really cool.
I think a trip, like Italy, like nice water, beaches. I don't know. Kind of a boring question. I'll work on the questions going forward, but I don't know. Some good Italian food. I don't know. Pretty boring right there.
Australia's up there too for me.
Yeah, I just the airfare for me. That's just a lot. That's a lot.
Well, yeah, it's bucket list shit.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, if you're gonna go down to Brest,
I'm not asking you to get a fucking ticket tomorrow.
Yeah, I'd probably go to Hawaii then. Hawaii's a good one.
Yeah,
really, get it going. Amsterdam, possibly you.
Possibly.
And the last one, number 5. Do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
Emphatically. I don't think there's really an argument. I think there are, life forms out there.
Yeah, 100%. Walking amongst us as well.
Walking amongst us. Maybe they've heard this show. Maybe they haven't. Do I know an alien? Probably not. Could I? Yeah.
Possibly you.
All right. Those were the 5 questions there presented by the office of Patrick J. Foley. Maybe 3 of those were good. We'll get better.
All right.
We'll get better. MLB Season Preview. All right. So we're going next week. The Red Sox start out in Texas, I believe. I think, yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. In Texas. They're going through their final roster cuts as we speak. They sent Vaughn Grissom down to Worcester, who is in competition at second base, which leads me to believe that we're going to see prospect Christian Campbell start second base opening day. So we went over these lineups a little bit. They're switching up. So for the Red Sox, 1 through 9, you got Duran in left, Devers DH, which finally he's come to his senses. He spoke with the team. He came on the media this week saying, I'll do whatever the team wants me to do, which finally does. He's only played, I think he's played in a game or 2 in spring training. And then you have Bregman at third. Casas, who has finally turned on a little bit. Trevor Story's had a good spring training. Can he stay healthy? Wilyer Bray, who coming off an injury, he could be the starting right fielder. If not, maybe Rob Refsnyder. Bottom line, I think Roman Anthony and Marcelo Meyer, 2 of the 3, top prospects, are going to start the season off in AAA. And that's fine, man. It's a 162-game season. I don't think there's a big rush to bring these kids up. Even Christian Campbell at second, I just think he's earned his time. He's going to go there. And then Seten Raviello, who I think is a complete game changer for this team because he, with his versatility, his underrated power, getting on base, I think this lineup is locked heavy.
Sucks.
I think they could be in the mix to make the playoffs. I think that's on the table. Garrett Crochet, right now, if you were to give him a deal, I think it would be around 5 for 110, 115. I think if you wait till after the season, because he did say once game 1 starts, he's not, going going into negotiations until after the season. I think you give him the bag now because he'll get over 200 when he has a good year this year. Tanner Houck, Walker Buehler round out the top 3 in the rotation. Then you have guys in Brian Bayo, Cutter Crawford, and Lucas Giolito who can be a part of this rotation, but are all on the disabled list right now. You have Richard Fitz and Quinn Priester who have been pretty good this spring training. Again, it's spring training. But seems like I like what they have going with the team. They might be naming Aroldis Chapman as their closer, though, which I don't like.
Good.
I don't like that at all. Another big shout out. Again, I think this is my 3rd straight podcast. Sean Newcomb could find his way in the rotation sooner or later. Has only allowed 1 run in like 20 innings in spring training. Hoping the best for the Middleborough product.
Yeah, good for him. Good for him.
Apparently he's a Brockton native. I think I got that wrong. Went to Middleborough High School. But either way, seems like the team's looking up this year. Looking forward to it. Finally going to have some competing baseball, hopefully.
Hopefully.
On the Yankee side, Red Sox fans, you can hang up and listen if, you got your guys. Clearly, without your ace for the season, Garrett Cole's down with the Tommy John.
Which the one good thing of that is they didn't do typical Yankee bullshit where they're like, we'll see how he is in like June and fucking like
and push it
they
back.
would just like do it, and I like that. So we'll be back next year.
And now Giancarlo Stanton, I think he's going to be out for a significant amount of time.
Fucking cares.
No one cares. Cody Bellinger hitting like close to 500 in spring training. Again, spring training.
Spring training, but there's no way that short porch doesn't help that man's career.
Oh, for sure.
There's no way it doesn't.
And I think that's going to benefit Jazzy Chisholm too. I think he's going to have a good year. Yankees definitely favored to win the AL East still. Austin Wells going to lead off. I was watching a little bit because the Sox played the Yankees yesterday in spring training. Watched a little bit. Tell you too.
He looks good, and it's crazy, and because he's got like he's a mustached catcher. And I don't know, he just like looks like he's like a 35-year-old fucking like veteran. Not like a fucking rookie.
Yeah, we did say a month ago that Marcus Stroman wasn't going to be in the rotation, but now he's slotted at number 3. Thoughts on that?
Well, he fucking has to be, kind of.
Yeah. So tough go.
Like once the ace goes down, you're kind of shuffling it around until you like really figure it out, you know what I mean? Like there's going to be some ups and downs. Hill's hurt as well, Luis Hill.
I mean, including no one's really talking about the Blue Jays too. Like the Blue Jays have a dynamite lineup. They have 3 good pitchers in Berrios, Gosman, and Chris Bassett, who was, and Max Scherzer. You go down the list. That's a pretty deep team. If they, every team is going to deal with injuries. That's like an after the fact like excuse. So I think it's a 4-man, like not 4-man race to win it, but 4 teams that are playoff caliber. I'm already taking the Rays out. They're playing a spring training fucking facility this year. But
Orioles some tough luck already too. I think Gunnar Henderson, he had like 6 at bats, and he injured. I forget the injury, but he injured something, and he's out for like a bit. Yeah. Not like season ending or anything, but like he will not be leading off opening day. I'm pretty sure they've already said.
Well, that's the scary thing in the Orioles. Even if it's not their year this year, they have a handful of years to get it. Because these guys, Jackson Holliday is 21. Everyone out on this roster outside of probably Cedric Mullins is under 25 years old.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And they're all fucking good.
Yep. And they're all really good players. The rotation, they lost, was it
Corbin Burns?
Corbin Burns. I was going to say Barnes. Zach Eflin was good on Tampa a couple years ago. Charlie Morton is a 40-year-old, curveballer.
I was about to say, if that curveball still spins, he's still useful.
Yeah.
I don't think you really like him at 2.
I saw him pitch against the Sox in spring training this year, and I think it was like a 4-pitch inning. It was great. I was like,
so it spins.
Yeah, so it still spins. A lot of teams, with postseason aspirations. My prediction for the Red Sox is, I think they're going to make the playoffs. I think this is a team where if you just stay consistent with your starting pitching, if you find a way to get, work a guy where, okay, there's going to be the 8th inning guy, there's going to be the closer. Once you start working in, a regular routine instead of being like, okay, we're going to name this guy. It's such a long season to like making predictions for baseball is almost kind of stupid.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And I think for the Yankees, I still very much think playoffs. I think Cole going down very much hurt. Like achieving anything.
Yeah. Well, you got that team over in LA too. That team's. Whew.
No, there's nothing other than your personal fandom to like pick someone other than the Dodgers to win the World Series.
Yeah.
There is no like logical way to fucking be like this team's gonna win, not the Dodgers. Like you can't do that.
Yeah.
Like the Dodgers, like if you're being honest, the Dodgers on paper are winning the World Series again.
They should.
Yeah.
They should be without doubt. Gonna have some MVP picks here. Right out of the chute, you have Aaron Judge, reigning MVP, right?
Yes.
So he's at plus 300. Then you got Witt, Henderson, Corey Seager, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., Jordan Alvarez. So, I mean, it's really just like a coin flip here. Aaron Judge is going to have to play well for this team to be as successful as they were last season. Bobby Witt, that team kind of goes the way he goes. So that's another good, candidate. And then you send Corey Seager at plus 1,100. They had a bad year last year. They won the World Series the year before. They have healthy guys returning. That's my sleeper team. And I don't think they're too much of a sleeper. I mean, when you have Nate Eovaldi, who's won a couple ships now, and you have Jacob deGrom, who's coming back off injury.
As long as you get him sustainably, though.
Yeah. And then if you're college baseball fans now, their backside of the rotation is Jack Leiter, and Kumar Rocker. Both Vandy guys.
Vandy studs.
So if they give you guys anything, that's going to be a team to watch. I mean, out of there, I'd probably go with Bobby Witt just because I think he's one of the future, if not faces of baseball. I think that's just a good pick.
Great player.
Aaron Judge is like picking the Dodgers for the World Series. It's like, all right, like probably going to have 50 jacks. How good is that team going to be?
His numbers might dip because they had to pitch to Soto before him, so they might dip a little bit. But if Bellinger rakes, that will change it. Obviously, Bellinger's not Juan Soto, but if him and Paul Goldschmidt have bounced back years, that's still a very formidable. Yeah, 2 to 5.
Oh, for sure. And then on the other side, the NL MVPs, obviously Shohei Ohtani's at plus 145. That's like as lowest as I've ever seen an MVP favorite going into a season. Like that's absurd. He hit a home run. Did he hit a home run? Was that today? I think
he hit it yesterday. I think he probably hit one today too.
Yeah,
I didn't see.
Juan Soto sits behind him at plus 550. Again, another great player. Walks a lot, so that's tough when it comes to MVP. I mean, he's probably going to have like 30 and 100 regardless. OBP is going to be great. Tatis, that's an interesting name. Mookie Betts, if Mookie Betts gets it over Shohei, I'd be fucking surprised. Then you guys have guys like Bryce Harper. No one's really talking about the Phillies with the Dodgers overtaking them. Kyle Tucker's on this list, who just got acquired by the Cubs.
Why?
Yeah, I don't know why he's sixth on there.
He's a good player, but I don't know if that's.
Come on, people, come on. I mean, the easy picks. Ohtani there. Would like to see what I would like to see. Maybe my boys over in San Diego get a nice MVP in Fernando Tatis Jr.
Yeah, I mean, just think about it. The one player in history that went 50-50 season can now pitch again. Yeah. And he's not going to be an MVP. So fucked up. Like that's just so crazy.
And they have the two guys from Japan who's a Yasaki and Yamamoto.
Yeah. And that other kid's supposed to be like the best of them all.
And they have the guy from the Rays. They have
Glasnow.
Yeah, who's a stud.
Yeah, Cy Young caliber.
So they're insane. Kershaw is their probably sixth starter.
And he's like the second best pitcher ever.
They were doing comparisons with him and Verlander, and they're practically the same numbers. I'm like crazy.
Yeah.
World Series picks. I mean, Dodgers are at plus 240 here. I have them beating my sleeper team that's at plus 1,900. If it goes to this matchup, I will cash them out in the World Series. But like I said, the Texas Rangers have juice that people are forgetting about. That, great postseason 2 years ago. They were, met with injuries this past season with their pitching staff. I think they're going to come back. And I outside of with Garrett Cole going down with, different guys getting hurt. I think the AL and Houston getting worse. I think the AL is wide open.
Oh, definitely. The AL is absolutely wide open.
Like the Yankees are favored here at plus 900, the top team in the AL, and then followed by Baltimore, Houston, Boston, Texas. So, I mean, if you're throwing Boston, Houston, and Texas in the same sentence, you really don't know who's going to fucking win this thing.
No, absolutely. And that should probably be closer with Cole being down. I mean, that might be updated. I don't know, but.
I just did
live,
this live. Atlanta's up there as the team the second favorite odds to win the World Series in the whole league, tied with the Yankees here. Philly's right behind them. So, I like the Dodgers against the Rangers. Boring. That's boring. Sleeper team is the Rangers. Sleeper NL team, I would probably say, is the San Diego Padres, because you're going to play them in division. If they get an upper leg on them, they could be have the opportunity just to get it going.
Yeah, of course. I mean, fucking the Dodgers the year before they actually won, they got swept.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and they were slightly worse. Like, they didn't have Shohei, but they were still just as much supposed to win the World Series. Like,
yeah, it was a close. It was a close series last year between the Padres and Dodgers.
Yeah.
It was a tough go there. Bold predictions for the season. Got any bold predictions? Anything on your radar?
Oakland A's is going to be good.
Oakland A's, Sacramento A's.
Sacramento,
I guess they're just
That's
called.
going to take a while.
I guess they're just called the A's.
Well, the A's, good.
Yeah. Why don't they just play? There's a minor league in Vegas. Like, I don't get why they just don't play in Vegas.
Yeah.
I don't know. My bold prediction goes back to the Red Sox. Garrett Crochet, AL Cy Young.
Gross.
Bucket. Plus 500.
Yeah, you're
Nail
lucky
it.
Cole's gone.
Nail it. Can't wait. Yeah, I am lucky Cole's gone. But I'm telling you right now, within a week, they should give this guy a contract, because I think, everyone has to deal with injuries, but this guy's throwing 101. I know everyone throws 100 miles an hour nowadays, but this guy's going to be a bad man this year. I'll tell you that right now.
I do very much love the, I do respect the, inning one starts like it's the season now. Stop talking to me about contracts.
Yeah,
I love that.
I would, if I was a stud like that, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that.
Don't bother me.
and if you were him, I would hold out. I would be like,
I mean, that's probably where it is. That's probably where the disconnect is.
I would hold out for more money. I would bet on that guy's that good where you should bet on yourself.
Yeah. I know, but it is scary with pitches.
Crazy game.
Dude. It's one pitch. You're one pitch away from this thing going.
Yeah. He got him from the White Sox. Hopefully we don't see what the other White Sox guy that came in Chris Sale, where he helped us win a World Series, but other than that, he was kind of disappointment in Boston. And then leaves, wins that NL Cy Young year after. Yeah, he just dealt with injuries the whole time.
Yeah, that was like the bottom 3 years. The first two, he was like fucking incredible.
It was only just 1 year.
No.
If you go back, want me bring it up? I'll pull it up.
Sure,
I'll pull it up. Chris Sale. Let's see. Am I wrong? Let's see. Innings. Boom.
17-8, 12-4. So it's 2 good years.
So 2 good years. All right, I'll give you that. But other than that, after the World Series, he went bye-bye. And then he fell off that bike.
Yeah. But then he returned last year to Chris Sale.
Legit won the Cy Young.
Yeah.
He just needed a different change of scenery.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, because him, when he was coming back from injury, he was losing his fastball, and he was going to beat on that. That slider is going to be unhittable till he's dead.
Yeah.
As long as that thing's moving, he's going to be good.
But
he got his velocity back, and he won the Cy Young. Go figure.
Go figure is right. Magic's texting saying, should he come? I'm saying just about done. Because we kind of have the Celtics recap here. There's not too much to recap. Watched a good game last night where both Jays didn't play. Baylor Shireman comes off the bench, was labeling
Baylor.
threes. Did you see that 3 in the corner where he didn't even put his hand down?
Yeah.
It was unbelievable.
No, my favorite one was the one he fucking off the inbound. When they took the one away from him.
Oh, and
with
then
3 seconds left, and then he threw it in. I think it was Kristaps. Chucked it back to him and then banged it again, and they just fucking walked off the
foot. But he banked the one that didn't count, and then I don't even think it hit the rim, the one that
right
actually counted. Great. I actually love when the Jays don't play because it makes unsung heroes like that have to stand up. And you know what? It gives guys like that, if you need minutes from a guy like that in the playoffs, you have confidence from that game to put a guy like that in.
Yeah.
I mean, Peyton Pritchard is going to be the sixth man of the year. I think there's no doubt about that. But, he started, got some minutes. Derek White has become a catalyst when he, gets his, time without the Jays on the court. And Kristaps came back last night. I think he had 20, 15, and 5 or something like that. He had a
big game.
Beat Brooklyn twice. You play the Jazz. Okay, so they start a West road trip tomorrow too, I think. At least they play the Jazz. Yeah, you got the Jazz, Portland, Sacramento. You got Phoenix, San Antonio, Memphis. So 6-game road trip where it's honestly kind of, you're not playing the LA team, so it is kind of soft. Like Phoenix has had a tough year. San Antonio has dealt with injuries.
Are there like concerts at the Garden?
Yeah, I don't know.
Bruins are a 5-game road trip. Celtics are a 6-game road trip. Is something happening at the Garden?
I hope so. Events at the Garden.
Yeah, that's almost like 2 weeks of just nothing at the Garden, sports wise.
Let's see. I'll go to Game Time. Shout out to Game Time. We have Hockey East semifinals and Hockey East championship this weekend. Then we have the ice. We have the World Figure Skating Championships.
Wow, that's literally what it is.
That's literally what it is. And then you get the Bruins right after the week later. So, yep, so if you're looking.
World Figure Skating Championships.
Yep.
Buckle up.
Rhythm dance, women's free program, free dance, Paris free. I'm sure these are just like styles. Hockey East. Who's in the Hockey East semis right now? Hockey East semifinals. Had to be BC or BU. All right, so, okay. Opening round. Hockey East quarters. Northeastern won. Are these series or are these? Hockey East semifinals. It's UConn versus BU at 4 o'clock. Then you have Northeastern against Maine. So you have a potential Beanpot championship matchup in the Hockey East final.
Yeah, love to see it.
And I don't think I'd be surprised if Northeastern had a huge year where they would get an at-large bid in the NCAA tournament. So, I mean, they upset BC. BC's like a top 10 team. I know that for sure. So, Whitehead stops 30 as Northeastern. All right, so the goalie came to play. Did our guy Jack Williams score a goal?
I wonder how UConn is.
Jack Williams got an assist. Jack Williams was on the program last year. Biddeford made. UConn. Let's see. UConn. I don't think it's getting me there. Just UConn, fuck it. UConn is... All right, I'm like that. This woman's no. Billy Jaffe. He'll be on the color.
Love that.
He'll be in the color. 101.
Friend of the pod. All right, carry on.
Nope, I want to see how UConn's doing this year. They're 21-10-4, not a bad record.
No,
probably not good enough to get you the NCAA.
No, so
tournament.
it's a huge games for them.
Huge game. BU is number 10, at least number 10 here. Northeastern's not even ranked, so yeah. So I'm thinking UConn and Northeastern aren't even in the picture for March Madness hockey. Call it
one of the most underrated tournaments.
Yep.
College hockey, March Madness, unreal. That tournament's great every year.
Yeah, no, I wish they had more teams in 16. I think it's only 16.
I think it is only
16.
So
it's 2 weekends. Dog stays in. Magic Mike talking here. I was just going to tell the dog stays in. Couple barks. Yell. That a boy.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know what that means.
Yeah. We'll wrap up here. I want to give a quick shout out to the office of Patrick J. Foley. If you're looking for a legal proper representation, look no further than 265 Willow Street, Quincy, Mass. for all of your real estate closings for first-time home buyers. Also want to give big shout out to Hedge Better, helping us do what we do. Didn't turn the lights on tonight. I think we still look pretty good, though. We're vibing. That's on us. That's producer Justin's the best. No, there's not a close second. We're at episode 184. We got 16 till we hit the big 2-0. So 2-0, whatever you want to call it. 2-0.
March Madness, go Florida.
Bark.
Oh, okay. From Magic.
Yep.